The band's dressed for the occasion. It's the last game before Halloween, so it should be a fun time here at Shotwell tonight. That's all I've got. Back in high school football, Abilene High and Cooper to be specific, the Eagles and the Cougars both lost on the night for the second time in 3 weeks last week. Well, the Crosstown Showdown is finally upon us, but the Cougars and Eagles come into this game with very different starts to each of their season. I know it's still non-district right now, but this is one of the more anticipated non-district matchups. The second-ranked Argyle Eagles are hosting the sixth-ranked Wiley Bulldogs. Thanks, David. I'm here at Bulldog Field for Wiley against Argyle, and it's not raining yet, but the wind just picked up in a hurry. Well, it's a great time to be a football fan and an even better time to be a football player. It's the semifinal. Here at Moody Coliseum, the Wildcat fan base did come out in full force. Some fans are still trickling in, but we still got a while until tip-off. Brooks, some people look at the score and say, you know, Wiley blew them out, which you did, but not really the cleanest game you guys would have hoped to have. What was it like out there tonight? A lot of smiles all the way around, and I've talked with you guys every week, and you say we're making goals, we have goals to reach. You finally are where you can almost achieve that last goal, right?
Right.
Like you heard, there's definitely some differences between turf and dirt and grass, obviously, but Coach Reeves and the girls are excited about the home field advantage that they're going to have. Also, another advantage other than no field maintenance required. For the first time in my life, I just practiced softball, and I'm not dirty at all. And then there were 4 teams left trying to get to the Super Bowl. Last year, Sweetwater went from scoring 20-30 points a game to being completely shut out by Crum. When Cade's parents realized that his migraines were more than just migraines, they took him to a hospital. So he spent a lot of time at a place like this, a place where no athlete ever wants to find themselves. But he did it so he could be back where he really wanted to be, out here on Bulldog Field with his teammates competing for a championship. And all in all, another district win. Yeah. Just keep on rolling. Y'all's momentum is just going.
Division I athletes have stereotypes just like everyone. Some good ones are that they're driven, athletic, focused, and highly competitive. Those all describe Whitney Williams. Whitney's a junior tennis player at ACU, and competition has always been a part of her life.
I'm really competitive, so I mean, it could be anything, and I would try to win.
She received Southland Conference honors her freshman and sophomore year. She was 11-0 against Southland opponents in 2016, but there's a whole other side of her that isn't often associated with Division I athletes. Whitney Williams was Miss Alaska Teen USA.
Tennis first was my stage, you know, so I just had to perform a little bit differently on a stage for a pageant.
Oh, and she stumbled into pageantry on a whim.
My mom and sister went to Costco after church, and the director of the pageant asked my sister to do it. But at the time she was 12, so she was like, I can't. And then she showed a picture of me to the director, and she was like, but my sister can do it.
Whitney lived in Alaska during this time and was 4th runner-up in her first Miss Alaska Teen USA, and that didn't sit well with her.
Losing doesn't taste too well, so I was like, I'm gonna do it again, and this time I'm gonna win. And so I decided to do it again, and then I won my first pageant.
After winning, Whitney was able to take part in some really cool charities, including Special Olympics and going to children's hospitals to let girls be a queen for a day, and open the door for other cool activities.
I was able to launch an F-22 Raptor with them, so that was really cool.
The body of a Division I athlete and the body of a beauty queen are 2 very different things, and that's because you have to train differently for each form of competition. So right now, Whitney's focused on her tennis career here at ACU. But just wait, because we'll be seeing beauty queen Whitney soon enough.
So I graduate in May of 2018, and I'm hoping I'm going to do the one right after that, and maybe, just maybe, I'll win my first time, but I'm really looking forward to it.
So even when her tennis days are over, her hunger to compete can still be fed. At ACU for BigCountryHomepage.com Sports, I'm Brianne Welch.
Whitney's sister has followed in her.
We're talking football first today, and it's official. Abilene High star running back Abram Smith is officially signed with Baylor University. Abram leaves behind a huge legacy with the Eagles. Not only did he break several records during his time at Abilene High, he left a mark as a person too. So if you didn't know enough about him, here's more about Baylor Bear Abram Smith.
The rumors have been put to rest.
He's officially signed or going to go to Baylor, and we wish him the best.
For weeks now, it's been floating around that Abilene High's record-breaking running back Abram Smith was going to decommit from Tulsa. Well, on New Year's Eve, he did, but it was still unclear where he would go.
I mean, it's the school that I wanted to go to, and I'm blessed that it happened, and, you know, the opportunity came, and I took it, and, you know, we went with it.
I know he's been wanting to go there since we were little kids, and now seeing him work through high school and pushing each other, and he finally gets it, it's amazing, honestly.
So his dream
dream of being a Baylor Bear is coming true. In fact, Abram is leaving next week to early enroll and get started with the team.
I mean, I'm excited because I get to go with, I get to see the team. I get to start working with the team. I get to start I pretty much started a whole new life, and I'm extremely excited.
The legacy he leaves behind at Abilene High is a big one, to say the least. After overcoming a devastating knee injury his sophomore year, Abram had his best season this year. He rushed for 1,039 yards in 13 games. He's the all-time leading rusher with 5,144 yards and so much more.
My teammates were always pushing me out there on the field and, just telling me, hey, you need to do this better, you need to do that better.
I mean, it speaks for itself. I mean, we're going to miss him. We thank him for all he's done for us because he's been great to our program and leading our program. He leads by example. And on top of that, he's a great player.
And we're all excited to see Abram play on Saturdays.
It's going to be really amazing because on that big of a stage with his talent, it's going to do damage.
We do wish Abram the best, and we can't wait to see him next fall.
This is BigCountryHomepage.com Sports with Brianne Welch.
We start with high school baseball. The Abilene High Eagles and Cooper Cougars both at home today. We begin over at Blackburn Field. The Eagles and Fossil Ridge. And Andrew Bennett threw a complete game for the Eagles today. Here he gets Brendan Cox to fly out to right. Wes Berry laying out, making a fantastic diving catch. That was pretty. Bases loaded now. We're in the second for the Eagles. Isaac Buenrostro blasts this one to left center. 2 runs are going to come home. The Eagles lead 2-1 early, and that will finish with another nice win for Abilene High. They take it 6-5 to improve to 3-0 in District 3-6A play. Well, now let's go to Cooper. The Cougars looking to bounce back against Lubbock High, but the Westerners leading early, but here come the Cougs. Sean Watson with a knock to center field. Ender Freeman will come on home, and it is a 2-1 ball game. And then this is a fun play for you. Look at this. Terrion Page, a blast all the way to center, just short of the wall, but that'll roll there. And look at the speed on this guy, Page. An in the park homer. No errors, just speed right there. Lubbock High did score late, though, to break a 2-2 tie. The Westerners win it 3-2. Cooper falls to 2-2 in district. And up at Snyder, Wiley and the Snyder Tigers starting district play. The second-ranked Bulldogs take down Snyder 17-0 in 5 innings. Wiley's Carlton had 14 strikeouts in the 5 innings. That was a show. Well, college baseball now. The ACU Wildcats at home against third-ranked TCU Horned Frogs. TCU wasting no time. Runner on third, and Evan Skaug rips it to right field. Anthony Dominguez making a tremendous diving catch. I like all the outfield play. And 1 run comes home. It's 1-0. Adding to it in the second, Elliot Barzilli absolutely gets all of this one. A monster homer over the left field wall, and he will take his time around the bases. It's 2-0 game. And that's where the score held until the 5th inning when the game was put on hold due to lightning, and then it is now rescheduled. They'll finish the game on May 2nd at TCU. And finally, back to the south side of town. HSU visiting McMurray in a non-conference game. Top of the 4th, tied at 1. Warhawks get Dylan Sweeney to knock the routine grounder to second. Matthew Chalk gets the out. That'll end the top of the frame. Now to the 5th, Anthony Beasley. Fielder's choice to short. Warhawks get the lead runner, but Jace Langen comes on home. Cowboys lead 2-1. This game also was delayed due to rain and lightning, but it's still going on. There's a look at the score right now. Well, I love all the baseball, but that is the sports. Let's go back to Sam and Randy.